Batting second, the left fielder, number 13, Bryce Mulholland.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Showers Field in DuBois for high school baseball. District 5-9 Subregional Class 4A Finals brought to you by Clearfield Baseball. I'm Chris Rossetti. This is going to be a commercial-free broadcast, doing it for the Clearfield Area School District here on D9and10sports.com. Glad that we were able to help out. Some folks asked if we were going to be able to get it on. We're able to work some things out with both Clearfield and District 9 to be able to provide this video broadcast from Showers Field. Even though it is a commercial-free broadcast, I will be taking inning breaks. There will be a banner up in between innings letting you know that we're in an inning break. It is Somerset from District 5 taking the trip up here to DuBois to take on Clearfield, the District 9 champion. Let's take a look at our starting lineups first for the Eagles of Somerset with a record of 14 wins and 7 losses under the direction of Jimmy Mayer. They will lead off with their center fielder, Ethan Heminger, batting second, and in left field, Bryce Mulholland, batting third, and playing shortstop, Brad Bruner, batting fourth, and at third base, Spencer Martini, batting fifth, and playing over at first base, Zane Higgins, batting sixth, the DH, Owen Miller, batting seventh, the catcher, Callan Miller, batting eighth, the pitcher, Aiden Van Lenten, and batting ninth and playing in right field, Nolan Riggs. So it's Heminger, Mulholland, Bruner, Martini, Higgins, Owen Miller, Callan Miller, Van Lenten, and Riggs for Somerset. For Clearfield, under the legendary head coach, manager since the 1970s, Sid Lansbury. Leading off will be the pitcher, Cal Alensky, batting second, and playing at second base, Nolan Barr, batting third, and out in center field, Morgan Billett, batting fourth, and at first place, Blake Prestash, batting fifth, and doing the catching, Cole Bloom, batting sixth, the shortstop, Ryan Gearhart, batting seventh, the right fielder, Ty Troxel, batting eighth, the designated hitter, Hunter Rumsky, and batting ninth will be Mike Foster, playing over at third base. So it's Alinsky, Barr, Billett, Prestash, Bloom, Gearhart, Troxel, Rumsky, and Foster for Clearfield. Let's take a look at today's. Well, we're going to have the national anthem here. We will keep it here for that. Let's take a look at those starting pitchers. First for Somerset, sending out Aiden Van Lenten. Van Lenten making his seventh start, 4-4 with a 4.45 earned run average. He has struck out 41 and walked 28 in 39 and a third innings. For Clearfield, they are going with Cal Alinsky, the senior. Alinsky, 279 earned run average in 11 appearances, 42 strikeouts, 13 walks, 47 and 2/3 innings on the bump for Alinsky. Both of these pitchers just coming off of games last Thursday. Valentine pitched in Somerset's 8-1 victory over Obama Academy in a sub-regional game. In that contest, he went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run on 3 hits, 2 walks, struck out 7. Alinsky, coming off of a game against St. Mary's in the District 9 championship game, where he went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs. All of them were earned on 9 hits, couple of walks, struck out 3 in that game. So as we get ready to get underway here, it'll be Somerset, the visiting team. They'll have Heminger, Mulholland, and Bruner. Leading off here in the first inning. So Ethan Heminger stepping in. Heminger hitting .364 on the year, does have a homer, shows bunt, takes outside, ball 1. So we're underway here from Showers Field. Next pitch, that's going to hit him. So hit batter to start the game. Hemminger's hit by the pitch, and Somerset has a leadoff man on. So it looked like a curveball that just wouldn't bend there for Alinsky. That'll bring up Bryce Mulholland. Alinsky checks the runner. Now he's going to throw over. Diving back in safely is Heminger. Next pitch is first pitch actually there to Bryce Mulholland is popped up. Foul out of play. Strike 1. So Alinsky checking the runner. Another throw over. This time easily back in is Heminger. Alinsky, runner takes off, swing and a miss. Runner's going to steal without a throw. So now, thanks to the hit batter and a stolen base, Somerset with a runner in scoring position with nobody out and a no-ball, 2-strike count on Bryce Mulholland, just underway here from Showers Field in DuBois. There's a called strike 3. Mulholland doesn't like it. Umpire Terry Bean says, "You're gone, son." 1 away here in the first. That'll bring up Brad Bruner, the shortstop.
Number 6, Brad Bruner.
So Bruner stepping to the plate here. Fouls that one away. Strike 1. That's in there for a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes on Bruner with Heminger at second. 1 out here in the first inning. That's a little high, and it's 1-2 strikes. That misses, and it's now 2-2 strikes. That one misses, and that was on a full count. I missed a ball there. I apologize, and it's a 1-out walk to Bruner. It's an out. Runners are at first and second for the cleanup man, Spencer Martini. Martini hitting .317, couple of homers, 4 doubles. There's a called strike. Fake the throw to second. There's a pitch in there for a called strike. There's no balls and 2 strikes here on Martini with Heminger at second and Bruner at first. That ball is fouled out of play. That ball is popped up. Catcher Bloom takes a look, but it's going to be out of play. Remains no balls and 2 strikes on Martini. That's down low, and it's 1-2 strikes. That ball is popped up. Right fielder Troxel towards the line, makes the catch. Runner tags. Throw will go in to second. There are 2 outs, and now runners at the corners for the Eagles. I'm going to bring up Zane Higgins.
First baseman, number 32, Zane Higgins.
Higgins at the plate with runners at the corners. Take strike 1. Runner go. They've got him picked off. Throw down to second. The tag is put there, and the inning comes to an end. So the pickoff of Bruner, pickoff caught stealing, goes 1-6, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits. There was a walk, a hit batter, and 1 left on base. At the end of a half an inning here in DuBois, it is Somerset nothing, Clearfield coming to bat. You're watching high school baseball on D9 and 10sports.com, brought to you by Clearfield Baseball. back here at Showers Field as we go to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Alinsky, Barr, and Billett against Aiden Van Lenten for Somerset. Glad to have you along here for this Tuesday afternoon contest. Called strike there to Alinsky. That ball misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and one here on Alinsky leading off. Next pitch is on the outside corner. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That ball is driven out into left field. Going back on it is the left fielder, and it's over his head. It's over Mulholland's head. Alinsky on his way to second. He'll hold up there with a double over the head of the left fielder, Bryce Mulholland. So Clearfield has a runner at second and nobody out here in the first. That ball just kept carrying on Mulholland out there. Bring up Nolan Barr. Well, they got a stationary camera here today, just me here today. This is kind of there's a ground ball. That's going to get past the pitcher. That's picked up by the shortstop, Bruner, across the diamond for the out, but that will get Alinsky over to third. So Barr does his job, moves Alinsky up. There's one away here in the first, and Morgan Billett stepping to the plate. As I was saying, just me here today. It was a last-second broadcast situation. And got a stationary camera. Apologize for the pole kind of there around shortstop, but where we could set up here at Showers Field. Also, will not be able to get you stuff down the line. I will do my best to, obviously that's what I'm here for, to describe what's going on down the lines. But again, we were doing this behest of the Clearfield School District. Athletic Director Bob Gearhart reached out yesterday, wanted to know if we could do a broadcast. It was like we didn't really have the plans. We didn't have the sponsorship money. So Clearfield is taking care of the district fee, and that's why we don't have any commercials running, because we were able to get a school rate for Clearfield by just offering to do the game for them. Here's the 0-1. That's down low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Got away from Miller, the catcher, but he's able to push it up the line a little bit. But do apologize for not having the ability to get you down the left field line, things like that. But wanted to make sure we could get a visual broadcast on for folks today. It's a foul ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Billett. And now Van Lenten looking for the strikeout with a runner at third and just 1 out. Bill had a big home run off the God Bless Our Troops sign in the district championship game. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. They've got the runner held at third, and then the throw over to first. Pulled the first baseman, Hagens, off the bag, but he's able to tag out Billett. So that's now 2 outs, and the runner remains at third base. So now it's up to Blake Prestash. We'll see if they even pitch to Prestash here. Prestash having himself a season, 305, 6 homers, 28 RBIs. He also had a home run. Him and Billett went back-to-back in that district championship game. That's up high, ball 1. Cole Bloom was on deck. To give you some sort of idea there, Bloom hitting .309 on the season, but does not have a home run and only 10 RBIs. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 strike on Prestash. Ground ball, foul ball, and it's now 1-2 strikes. Van Lenton takes a while, gets his sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Prestash, and the inning is over. So Clearfield wastes the leadoff double. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. At the end of a full inning here at the District 5-9 Class 4A Subregional Final, Clearfield nothing, Somerset nothing. Watching high school baseball on D9and10sports.com. Back here at Showers Field, Zane Hagen's leading off here for Somerset in the second inning. Fouls the first pitch off from Kawalinski. Check swing. Third baseman Fester throws him out, and there's one away. We'll bring up Owen Miller, designated hitter. So Miller stepping up. Miller hitting .213 on the year. Linsky's first pitch is in there for a called strike. So both teams had runners at second with nobody out in the first inning. Neither team was able to score that run. That one's a little high. It's 1-1 strike. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Gearhart. He's up with it. His throw across the diamond in time, and there's quickly 2 away here in the Somerset second inning. That'll bring up Callan Miller, the catcher.
Catcher number 28, Callan Miller.
There's a swing and a miss, strike one. It's a called strike, and it's now no balls and 2 strikes on Callan Miller. That ball is hit out the center. Billa drifting back. He'll make the catch at the edge of the warning track. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Alinsky. We head to the bottom of inning number 2. No score between Somerset and Clearfield. Remember, folks, no commercials today. You will see a banner in between innings without any sound. Back here, Showers Field. Cole Bloom leading off. Takes ball 1. Bottom of the second inning, no score between Somerset and Clearfield. Next pitch, swing and a miss by Bloom. And it's 1-1. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball is popped up into right field. Coming in and making a sliding catch is the right fielder, Riggs. And there's one away here in the second inning for Clearfield. Riggs makes a nice play there. That'll bring up Ryan Gearhart, the senior shortstop.
Shortstop, number 11, Ryan Gearhart.
So it's 1 ball, no strikes here on Gearhart. That one's in there for a called strike. It's 1-1 on Gearhart. Time called. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Ryan Gearhart. Don't forget, folks, later on today we'll have the Central Mountain versus Du Bois softball game. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Down on strikes goes Gearhart. Second strikeout for Van Lenten. 2 away here in the Clearfield second. That'll bring up the right fielder, Ty Troxel.
Right fielder, number 4, Ty Troxel.
Troxel, first pitch hitting, sends the center fielder Heminger back. Right for the track, he makes the catch, and the inning is over. So for Clearfield in the second, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head to the third. We're scoreless here in this District 5-9 Subregional Championship game between Somerset and Clearfield. You're watching high school baseball on D9 and 10 sports.com. Back here at Showers Field as we head to the third inning of a scoreless game between Somerset and Clearfield. For Somerset in the third, it'll be Van Lenten, Riggs, and Heminger. 8, 9, and 1 for the Eagles.
Leading off for Somerset, the pitcher, number 33, Aiden Van Lenten.
So it's ball 1 to Van Lenten here. Swings and misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Next pitch fouled at the plate, staying alive, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2, Kawalinski set with the pitch. It's a little high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wind in the delivery. That ball is ripped to deep left field. Going back on it's the left fielder, Kudre. It's going to be off the wall. He falls. He's having trouble getting up. On the way to third is Van Lenten. He's going to be in there safely. On the triple off the wall in deep left field. That's only 312 feet down that line. He put it off the wall. Kudre didn't play it real well. Ended up going into the fence. Came up limping. And so it's a leadoff triple for the Eagles. We're going to get a courtesy runner out there for the pitcher, Van Lenten. That will be, hold on here a second, folks. I'll get that for you in a second. RJ James going out to run. So James to run after the triple to left. They're checking on the left fielder, Kudre, to make sure he's okay. He had trouble getting up there. Looks like he's okay. He had it was like he got tangled up in the fence out there. There's a, oh, what would you call it out there? There's a chain link fence out there in left field, and it was almost like Kudre got tangled up in that. So Nolan Riggs now with a runner at third and nobody out. It's a called strike. So it's about a 20-foot fence out there in left field, and he hit it high off of it, maybe about 15, 16 feet up. Again, it's not very far out to the left field corner, just 312 here at Showers. There's a swing and a miss, and it snowballs in 2 strikes, and Alinsky looking for the strikeout. 340 down the right field wall. Really weird dimensions here at Showers. 315 to the left center, right center power alley. 333 to deep center. There's a swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Alinsky, his second. And they're going to say the ball was in the dirt, and now we're going to have a conversation. Sid Lansbury is not happy. So now we're going to have a conversation between the first base umpire and the third base umpire. And the first base umpire and the home plate umpire. This is a big call here. They say the ball hit the ground, and so it's going to be a strikeout wild pitch. What a turn of events that is. Sid Lansbury not happy right now with home plate umpire Terry Bean. We'll take a look. I won't be able to show you the replay, but I can at least watch the replay here, folks, and tell you what happened. Well, the way the catcher reacted, that ball definitely hit the ground. Now here's a bunt. That's going to get the run home. Flip over to the second baseman, and it is 1-0 in favor of Somerset on the squeeze play. So 1-0 Somerset on the squeeze. There's now an out, but Riggs goes to second. The way the catcher Bloom reacted, he knew he knew that ball was in the dirt, and he lunged for the tag and missed it. And by the time he got up, he couldn't get the throw off to first on that strikeout. So the wild pitch strikeout there has Riggs now at second after the sacrifice. The argument from Lansbury must have been that he believed Bloom had tagged the runner, and that turns out not to be the case. That's low there. Count is 2-1. Get that updated for you. There we go. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch to, oh, they called that high, and it's now 3-1 on Mulholland. There's a foul ball, and it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2. So the leadoff triple by the pitcher Van Lenton. His courtesy runner James scores on the squeeze play by Heminger. 1 away. There should be 2, but the wild pitch on the strikeout. And there's a line drive base hit into left field. Kudre has a little trouble with it. They're going to send the runner. The throw is going to be cut off, and it is now 2-0 in favor of Somerset. And that strikeout wild pitch now comes back to really hurt the Bison. And Kudre not fielding that ball cleanly out in left field also doesn't help matters, as I do believe Riggs might have been held up if he had.
Shortstop, number 6, Brad Bruner.
Bring up Brad Bruner. First pitch is ball 1. So 2-0 Somerset here in the third. It's on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Triple, strikeout, wild pitch, suicide squeeze, and a single, and it's 2-0 Somerset. Back into first safely there is Mulholland. Linsky checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That's a little high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And now Linsky's pitch count getting up there a little bit at 45. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a line drive base hit into the right center field gap. Center fielder Billick gets there to hold the runner to a single. On the way to third goes Mulholland, and now it's first and third with just 1 out here for the Eagles. So that strikeout that wasn't is becoming a big issue here for Clearfield in the third. As Martini at the plate. Alinsky's first pitch misses outside, ball 1. Quick throw over to first. Getting back in there safely is Bruner. Bruner was picked off. Ended up going down in the books as a pickoff caught stealing back in the first inning with runners at the corners. Ended the inning. That one's outside, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes on Martini. Another throw over to first, just getting back there that time was Bruner. Check of the runner, ground ball, foul ball. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Another throw over to first, getting back in there safely is Bruner. 2-1 pitch coming to Martini. That ball was popped up. Right fielder Troxel over. That should be deep enough to score the run. And in fact, it's going to land in. It's going to land in. It's a fair ball. On the way to third is Bruner. He'll be held there. That ball just kept carrying away from the right fielder Troxel, and it's an RBI double for Mulholland, and it is now 3-0 in favor of Somerset. Bruner goes to third on the play. You could just tell that wind has been blowing in that direction from left to right, and that ball just kept carrying on Troxel to the point where what looked like it was going to be a routine fly ball ends up being an RBI double. They put an error in the scoreboard, but that's a tough error. The way that wind is blowing out there, I don't particularly agree with that. I'm going to give the kid a double there. Have to understand how that wind is blowing out there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike, and the ball's going away. It's slicing away from the right fielder, Troxel. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Ball is fouled out. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Higgins. There was a triple, a strikeout, wild pitch allowed a guy to reach first, a suicide squeeze, an RBI single, another single, and a double, and that's where we are here. Somerset 3-0. Ground ball, foul ball. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Higgins. So Clearfield trying to minimize the damage here at the 3 runs with runners at second and third. Get those runners in the right place for you on the scoreboard. Sorry about that. That one's high, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Only in the 3rd inning, and Alinsky at 57 pitches now. But imagine Gearhart, the next guy up for the Bison. 2-2 pitch. That's high, and it's now 3 balls, 2 strikes on Higgins with Owen Miller on deck. Alinsky ready with the 3-2. That ball is lofted in the air. Center fielder Billett, shortstop Gearhart. That ball keeps tailing. Runner's going to try to score. Gearhart's throw to the plate is in time for the out. Great play by Gearhart. Great tag by Bloom. Somerset doesn't like the call. I understand why. It looked like he may have slid in underneath it. But boy, is that a big double play for the Bison of Clearfield. In the 3rd, there were 3 runs on 3 hits. There was a strikeout that ended up in a wild pitch. There was 1 left on base. At the end of 2.5 here at Showers Field, it is Somerset 3, Clearfield nothing. You're watching high school baseball on D9 and 10 sports.com. Back here at Showers Field, still think Clearfield might have gotten a call there. I guess one controversial call in the inning went Somerset's way. The other one goes Clearfield's way. It really did look like Bruner had slid way past home plate prior to the tag being put down by Cole Bloom. But you know what? Give the shortstop Gearhart a lot of credit there as he was going from his right to left. And again, that wind out there, that's just more proof that me calling that double by Martini really being a double is the case. That wind is something crazy out there right now. So Clearfield trails 3-0 here as we go to the bottom of the third inning. They will lead off with Hunter Rumsky, the DH, followed by Mike Fester and Cal Alinsky. It's 8-9-1 for the Bison. This is the exact place where Somerset got its rally started. Oh, 1 pitch. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch up high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two one pitch. That's high, and it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Three and one here on Rumsky, leading off the third inning for Clearfield. They now trail Somerset 3-0. There's a little Fister, Foltz, the second baseman, up with it. He'll throw out Rumsky, and there's 1 away here in the third inning. We'll bring up third baseman Mike Fester.
Baseman number 24, Mike Fester.
Fester stepping to the plate here. Called strike. Van Letten ready with the next pitch. It's outside. It's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, watching the replay now, I mean, you can't see it, but I can. Watching the replay of that play at the plate, the swipe tag was really late there by Bloom. It got the runner Bruner kind of in the backside, and it looks like his hand was probably across home plate before the play was over. So I think Clearfield did get a call there. Bison will short take it. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Fester goes down on strikes. Third strikeout by Van Letten. That'll bring up the top of the order, Cal Alinsky.
Pitcher number 2, Kyle Alinsky.
Alinsky ground ball to the shortstop Bruner. He's up with it. Throw is high. Great play by the first baseman Hagens to bring it down. And the inning comes to a close. In the third for Clearfield, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Through 3 here at Showers Field, it is Somerset 3, Clearfield nothing. You're watching high school baseball on D9and10sports.com, powered by Clearfield Baseball. Heading here to the fourth inning at Showers Field. 3-0 Somerset. Could look at it a couple different ways. If you're Clearfield, you're upset at the wild pitch on the strikeout that probably led to a run or two last inning. But you also probably got a call at the plate to end the inning after a great catch by Ryan Gearhart, sticking with a ball that kept tailing away from him over to second. And Brad Bruner tried to tag and score, and he was called out at home plate. Replays are fairly conclusive that Bruner had gotten in, and the tag was on his backside after he had slid across home plate, but the umpire saw it differently, and that's all that really matters. And so it was an inning-ending double play, and that's where we stand right now, 3-0 as we go to the fourth inning. Owen Miller leading off, takes ball one. Miller 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop. Gearhart back in the second. It's called strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miller. It is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Line in the 1-2, fouled off. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Gearhart. Gearhart's throw across the diamond in time. And Miller is out number 1, grounded out to Gearhart a couple of times here. That'll bring up Callan Miller. That ball is popped up. Gearhart at shortstop makes the catch. There's 2 away. It'll bring up Van Lenton. Van Lenton's triple last inning off the left field wall got things started in the 3-run inning for Somerset. There's a ground ball. Gearhart up with it. It's going to be a tough play, but the throw is high, and it gets away from the first baseman, Prestash. And on the air, Van Lenton is safe. RJ James comes in to run. We'll bring up Nolan Briggs. Briggs struck out last inning, but reached on the wild pitch that had Clearfield manager Sid Lansbury not happy with the home plate umpire Terry Bean. Either felt that the ball hadn't been in the dirt or felt that his catcher Bloom had tagged him out. No balls, 1 strike here on Briggs. That led to another run. There goes the runner. Ground ball, foul ball, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on Briggs. There goes the runner. There's a line drive, base hit into center field. Billett will play it on a bounce. Runner heading to third. Billett's throw to third is not in time. So the single to center on the hit and run or run and hit by Riggs. James, the courtesy runner, to third, and now there are runners at the corners with 2 outs, and Heminger, the leadoff hitter, at the plate. Heminger has yet to record an official at bat, was hit by a pitch in the first. Suicide, sacrifice in the third, scored the game's first run. Quick throw over by Alinsky. Back in safely is Riggs. So Somerset leading 3-0. Big opportunity here with 2 outs for Heminger. That ball is driven towards center. Billett there, though, and he'll make the catch. And the 4th inning comes to an end. No runs. There was a hit, an error, and 2 left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings, it is Somerset 3 and Clearfield 0. Back here as we head to the 4th inning, it'll be Barr, Billett, and Prestash for the Bison against Aiden Van Lenten, who's pitched well through 3 innings. It's a called strike. He's given up just 1 hit. That was the leadoff double to lead off the bottom of the first by Alinsky, and he stranded him there. It's outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, today's game being brought to you commercial-free by Clearfield Baseball. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a ground ball right back to the pitcher, Van Lenten. He'll run it halfway, then underhand flip it, and there's 1 away. So 1 out here in the Clearfield 4th inning. That'll bring up Morgan Billett.
Center fielder, number 17, Morgan Billett.
Billett grounded back to the mound with a runner at third and 1 out back in the first. That's right now looming as a big at bat. Takes a strike. That misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 here on Billett with 1 out in the Clearfield 4th. After allowing the leadoff hitter Alinsky, there's a ground ball to the second baseman Foltz. He's up with it. Over to first. There's 2 away. So that is now 11 in a row set down by Van Lenten after that leadoff double to start the game by Alinsky. 2 outs for Blake Prestash. Prestash struck out in the first with a runner at third and 2 outs.
First baseman, number 21, Blake Mustache.
Van Letten's pitch. Down low, ball 1. It's been a lot of ground balls. 6 of those 11 on ground balls. A couple of strikeouts in there. That ball's up high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Winding a 2-0. That's in there for a called strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 here on Prestash. That ball is fouled out of play, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 here on Blake Prestash in the 4th inning. Couple of men away. Nothing going on for Clearfield. Hayden Van Letten with the wind and the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Van Letten. Clearfield goes down quietly again in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the 5th inning. It's still Somerset 3, Clearfield nothing. You're watching high school baseball on D9and10sports.com. Brought to you commercial free by Clearfield Baseball. Back here at Showers Field in DuBois as we head to the 5th inning. It'll be Mulholland, Bruner, and Martini for the Somerset Eagles. They hold a 3-0 lead over Clearfield. Winner moves into the PIAA playoffs. The loser season is over. For a Subregional. First pitch, fouled out of play, strike 1. Winner of this game gets the WPIAL champion. Balls outside, ball 1. So no easy task for the winner. There's a called strike. So 4A in the Whippio. It'll be Montour or West Mifflin, the top seed versus the 2nd seed. They are playing that game today at 4:30 at Wild Things Park in Washington, PA. Two balls, 2 strikes on Mulholland leading off here in the 5th inning for Somerset. That ball is driven towards left field, center fielder in the gap. Billett makes the catch, and there's one away here in the fifth. That'll bring up Brad Bruner. Bruner walked in the first, was picked off. And then in the third, he had a single and then was thrown out on a controversial call at the plate on a pop-up to shortstop by Higgins. It looked on replay like Bruner had slid underneath the tag and wasn't tagged until he was across the plate, but the home plate umpire saw it differently. Quickly behind an account here, 0-2. It's outside, and it's 1-2 strikes. It was the 80th pitch thrown here by Kawalinski. On the other hand, Van Lenten is throwing just 47 through 4 innings. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Alinsky, who's looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. His counterpart, Van Lenten, has thrown 1-2-3 in the last 3 innings. Spencer Martini at the plate. Martini has an RBI double and a fly out in this game. Ball 1. Martini's double was the ball that kept pushing away from Troxel with runners at first and third in that 3-run inning. It brought home the 3rd run for Somerset. There's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Linsky had that hiccup there in the 3rd. It partly was on the strikeout wild pitch. It's now 3-0 on Martini. Three balls, no strikes on Spencer Martini with 2 outs and nothing going on in the Somerset 5th. It's in there for a strike. He was taken all the way. Thought it might have been ball 4. But it's 3 balls, 1 strike now. Linsky set with the belt. Base hit up the middle. Center fielder Billett over to pick it up, gets the ball in, and it's a 2-out single by Martini, his second hit of the game. Bring up Zane Higgins. Higgins grounded to third and then popped into that controversial double play. Great play there was made by Gerhard, who the wind just kept taking that ball and taking that ball and taking that ball. Looked like it was going to start behind second base, ended up over closer to where the second baseman plays, and then he was able to spin and throw the runner Bruner out at home. That ball is flowing high in the air. Second baseman Barr near the line makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for Somerset in the 5th. We head to bottom of inning number 5. It's still Somerset 3, Clearfield nothing. You're watching high school baseball on D9and10sports.com, brought to you commercial free by Clearfield Baseball. Back here at Showers Field, go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Clearfield has some work to do. They trail 3-0. Bloom, Gearhart, and Troxel against Aiden Van Lenten, who has set down 12 in a row.
Leading off for Clearfield, catcher, number 3, Cole Bloom.
Bloom lined out to the right fielder Riggs in his first at bat. Ball's outside, ball one. Winding the pitch. There's off the glove of the second baseman Fultz. It'll be a base hit for Bloom as Fultz tried to make a diving stop. And that breaks up the string of 12 in a rough single here by Bloom, and we'll get a runner for him. Elijah Quick comes into courtesy run. Perfect name for a courtesy runner, Quick.
Number 11, Ryan Gearhart.
So Ryan Gearhart now at the plate. Ball's inside, ball one. There's a ground ball. Second baseman Fultz to the shortstop. Bruner on to first. A double play. So no sooner does Clearfield get its first base runner since the first inning, then Van Lenten erases it with a 4-6-3 double play, and there's two away here in the fifth. That'll bring up Ty Troxel.
Right fielder, number 4, Ty Troxel.
First pitch to Troxel outside, ball one. Called strike. There's timeout called. There's a line drive foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Troxel. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Clearfield's retired here in the fifth. No runs, 1 hit. There was a double play, nobody left on base. At the end of 5 innings, it is Somerset leading Clearfield 3-0. You're watching high school baseball on D9 and 10 sports.com. Back here at Showers Field as we head to the 6th inning, it'll be Owen Miller, Callan Miller, and Van Lenton for Somerset. They hold a 3-0 lead over Clearfield in this district 5-8-9 championship game in 4A. Foul ball by Owen Miller. Grounded out twice to the shortstop, Gearhart. It was a foul ball, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. There's a ground ball to Gearhart again. Throw across, and 3 times now, Owen Miller has grounded out to Ryan Gearhart. 1 away. That'll bring up Callan Miller.
Catcher, number 28, Callan Miller.
Foul away, no balls and 1 strike. Let's get 91 pitches. There's another ground ball to Gearhart. Up with it. Across the diamond, and there's 2 away. We'll bring up Aiden Van Lenton. He's tripled and scored the game. Well, he didn't score. His courtesy runner, James, scored the game's first run. Reached on an error in the 5th.
Pitcher, number 33, Aiden Van Lenton.
First pitch is a called strike. Another strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. That misses. One ball, 2 strikes on. It's actually a pinch hitter. I apologize. I didn't realize they were setting up a pinch hitter there, but he strikes him out. No, it wasn't a pinch hitter. It was Van Lenton. Sorry about that. I had the wrong number for him. So Van Lenton goes down on strikes, and the inning comes to an end. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. First 1-2-3 inning for Alinsky. We'll head to the middle of the 6th inning. Clearfield still trailing 3-0. Back here at Showers Field. Clearfield coming to bat here in the 6th inning. They've got 6 outs to figure out a way to try to keep their season alive. They trail 3-0. A lot of that has to do with Aiden Van Lenten, who is throwing a 2-hitter up to this point. Gave up a leadoff double in the 1st inning to Cal Olensky, stranded him at 3rd, then gave up an infield single to Cal Bloom last inning, and then promptly threw a double play ball. Hunter Rumsky, the designated hitter, leading off, takes strike 1. Only 56 pitches from Van Lenten so far. Again, the winner gets the WPIAL champion. It's down low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That game being played at 4:30 today between Montour and West Mifflin. It's a called strike, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Van Lenten winning with the 1-2. Little chopper. First baseman Hagen's going to flip to Van Lenten covering, and there's 1 away. Van Lenten is pitching a gem. That brings up, well, they're going to have a pinch hitter now. Pinch hitter Haven Bumbarger. Bumbarger going to pinch hit here for Fester. Takes ball 1. Ball 2. Bumbarger only having 4 bats this year, being asked to come here in a big-time situation with his team down. The sophomore, 1 for 4 on the year. It's 1 ball, 2 balls, and 1 strike. There's a called strike. He's yet to swing the bat, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bumbarger. Winding the pitch. There's a ground ball. Second baseman Foltz up with it, and there's quickly 2 away. To the top of the lineup, and Cal Olinsky. Olinsky has one of the 2 Clearfield hits today. A leadoff double in the 1st. He was at 3rd with 1 out, and they stranded him there. Olinsky at 96 pitches. If they elect to send him out in the 7th, he'll have 9 pitches, give or take. Ball's up high, ball 1. This game not even an hour and a half old, and we're in the 6th inning. Ground ball, shortstop, Bruner up with it. Strong throw across, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Van Lenten. In the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the 7th inning here at Showers Field. It is Clearfield, still trailing Somerset 3-0 in this District 5-9 Subregional Championship game. back here. At Showers Field as we go to the 7th inning. Somerset with the 3-0 lead.
Leading off the 7th inning for Somerset. Right fielder, number 11, Nolan Riggs.
Leading off here, it'll be Riggs, followed by Heminger and Mulholland. Kawalinski has 9 pitches left before he reaches the limit of 105. There's strike 1 on Riggs. He struck out, but reached on a wild pitch and scored a run in the 3rd. Ball's up high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike, and then singled in the 5th. All 3 of the Somerset runs came in that 3rd inning. There's a ball hit out into left. Left fielder Kudre is there, and there's 1 away here in the Somerset 7th. Story of this game has been Aiden Van Lenten. He's given up just 2 hits, has faced just 1 batter over the minimum so far.
Center fielder, number 23, Ethan Heminger.
Ethan Heminger. Heminger 0 for 1. Was hit by a pitch and has a sacrifice. It was a suicide squeeze to bring in the first run of the game back in the 3rd inning. Fouls that one. It's strike 1. Pitch number 100 there for Alinsky. Gets 105 in the postseason. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Can start and finish a batter if he gets to 104 or fewer here. That's up high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Heminger. So let's pitch 102. 2 more pitches he can throw to Heminger before Heminger would be his final batter. 2 balls, 1 strike. That is outside. It's now 3-1. And if Heminger just takes this one, it'll guarantee that Clearfield will have to go to a different pitcher. Three balls and a strike. Heminger had no intention on swinging there, and so this will be the last batter for Alinsky, as this will be pitch number 105. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Heminger with 1 out here in the 7th. That's up high. That's ball 4. And so now Clearfield's going to have to go to a new pitcher. So now we going to get time here is that's it for Alinsky. So we'll step aside as trying to get the number of the pitcher here. Looks like Prestash is going to come into pitch here.
Changing for Clearfield. At first base, on the bar. Second base, Ryan Gearhart. Shortstop, Kyle Lensky. And now pitching for Clearfield, Blake Prestash.
So this Prestash is going to come into pitch. Prestash, 10th appearance, 346 earned run average, 32 and a third innings, 25 strikeouts, 21 walks. So 6 1/3 innings from Alinsky, gave up 3 runs. They were all earned. Hit a batter, walked 2, gave up 6 hits, struck out 3. It was a swing and a miss on the first pitch by Prestash. Of course, Alinsky's still responsible for Heminger at first. We'll set the rest of the defense here. That's in there for a called strike. So Alinsky goes out to play shortstop. Gearhart moves over to second, and Nolan Barr goes from second to first. No balls, 2 strikes on Mulholland. Runner goes, and Bloom can't get the ball out of his glove. That's going to be a stolen base for Heminger, and it's ball 1 to Mulholland. Big insurance run out there now for Mulholland. There's a swing and a miss. Swung right through that 78-mile-per-hour fastball. And there are 2 away here in the Somerset 7th.
Shortstop, number 6, Brad Bruner.
We'll bring up Brad Bruner. High and inside on a curve, ball 1. Ducking out of the way there was Bruner. Bruner 1 for 2 with a single and a walk, also is struck out. Ball's down low, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. The ball gets away from Bloom. Runner's going to go to third on the wild pitch. So now Heminger's at third. Big insurance run out there for Somerset. They lead 3-0. 2-0 to Bruner. In there for a called strike. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, Clearfield will have Barr, Billett, and Prestash. They're 2, 3, and 4 hitters. As there's another ball, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And this is why this is so important for both of these teams, because if the first 2 guys would get on, Prestash has the power to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat, and there's ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk to Bruner. That'll bring up Spencer Martini, who is 2 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a single in this game.
Third baseman, number 24, Spencer Martini.
Throw over to first, diving back in there safely was Bruner. Bruner's had some adventures on the base paths. He was picked off, caught stealing in the first with runners at the corners, and then was thrown out trying to score on a fly ball pop up to the shortstop, Gearhart, who had to go way over by second base to catch it, spun, threw him out on what was a real close call at the plate. Could have gone Somerset's way. It did not. It's a called strike to Martini. Fakes the third, has him picked off at first. He's out. So Bruner's adventures on the base paths continue. He's picked off on the fake the third, throw to first play, and the inning comes to an end. For Somerset, no runs, no hits. There were a couple walks, 1 left on base. Clearfield has some work to do, though. They trail 3-0 as we head to the bottom of inning number 7. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Clearfield trails Somerset 3-0. They'll have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters at the plate, trying to rally against Aiden Van Lenten, who's throwing a gem so far today. Van Lenten has faced just one man over the minimum, giving up 2 hits, struck out 5, hasn't walked anybody. Barr takes ball 1 leading off. Barr 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts to the shortstop and back to the mound. Again, though, if you're Clearfield, if you can get the first 2 guys on, you have Prestash coming up, and there's a ground ball. Shortstop, Bruner makes the sliding dive and then gets Barr by a step. That's a big out, considering where we are at in the lineup for Clearfield. There's 1 away. So ranging a little bit towards the second base bag, making a sliding play there was Bruner. He's able to get Barr by a step, and there's 1 away here in the Clearfield 7th. That brings up Morgan Billett. Billett's grounded back to the mound in the second base so far. Van Lenten's pitch is outside, ball 1. It's 11 groundouts now by Van Lenten, including a big double play. There's another one, ground ball to the second baseman, Foltz. He's up with it. He'll throw it over, and now Clearfield's down to its final out. And Van Lenten is 1 out away from an absolute gem. Blake Prestash at the plate. Don't forget, folks, we will be back on at about 3:45, 3:50 with the Central Mountain DuBois softball game from Heindel Field here in DuBois. That's a 5A sub-regional title game. So Prestash, the last hope here for the Bison. He has struck out twice against Van Alstyne. Pitch is inside, ball 1. And Alstyne ready with the 1-0. Prestash able to hold up, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 on Prestash. Cole Bloom would be next. Winding the 2-0. Little chopper back to the mound. This should do it. Van Alstyne flips over, and Somerset is the sub-regional champions. They will move into the PIAA playoffs, where they will face the WPIL champion, either Montour or West Mifflin, next Monday. Clearfield season comes to an end with the 3-0 loss here to Somerset, and it was all about Aiden Van Alstyne. He gives up just 2 hits in tossing the shutout, strikes out 5, doesn't walk a batter, faces just 1 over the minimum in getting the win. Kalilinski, the tough luck loser, goes 6 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned all in the 3rd inning. Struck out 3, walked 2, and hit 1. Spencer Martini had a couple of hits for Somerset. He was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ethan Heminger was on base 3 times, was hit by, or on base twice, was hit by a pitch and a walk, also had a suicide squeeze and an RBI. And other than that, it was a pitcher's duel between Alinsky and Van Alstyne. Well, folks, want to thank Clearfield Baseball for bringing you tonight's game, or today's afternoon's game. And once again, we will be back on the air at about 3:45 as Clearfield takes on, not Clearfield, as Central Mountain takes on DuBois in softball. You know what? We're going to stick around here. There is going to be a medal ceremony. So we'll leave it right here for the medal ceremony. As District 9 Baseball Chair Dave Osborne collects the medals. As Somerset lining up after the 3-0 win. Like I said, we'll leave it here for the medal ceremony. Let's see if I can get you a better view with the camera here, folks. Give me a second. So Clearfield finally lining up for their medals here. We'll put the mic out and hopefully we'll catch PA address announcer Chuck Farah's announcement of all the players.
Congratulations to both schools in a well-played championship game. Presenting awards for the District 5-9 Subregional Quad A runner-up team from Clearfield will be head coach Sid Lansbury. Number 2, Kyle Ilensky. Number 3, Cole Bloom. Number 4, Ty Troxel. Number 6, Nolan Barr. Number 7, Isaac Durandetta. Number 10, Jesse Ramadou. Number 11, Ryan Gearhart. Number 13, Morgan Billett. Number 16, Caden Kudre. Number 19, Shane Kudre. Number 20, Hunter Rumsky. Number 21, Blake Krustash. Number 24, Michael Fester. Number 30, Eric Byers. Number 35, Elijah Quick. And number 36, Haven Bumbarger. Head coach, Sid Lansbury. Assistant coaches, Brandon Billett, Drew Bryan, Brian Barr, and Sean Quick. Let's have a round of applause for the District 5-9 runner-up team from Clearfield. And now, receiving awards for the 2002 District 5-9 Quad A Subregional Champion from Somerset. Number 2, Eric Harris. Number 3, Landon Stroko. Number 5, Kane Foltz. Number 6, Brad Bruner. Number 10, Owen Miller. Number 11, Nolan Briggs. 12, Tanner Wasselchuk. Number 13, Bryce Mulholland. Number 18, Dominic McKelvey. Number 19, Cole Johnson. Number 21, Hunter Krotzer. Number 23, Ethan Heminger. Number 24, Spencer Martini. Number 26, RJ James. Number 27, Simon McGuire. Number 28, Colin Miller. Number 30, Elijah Bertner. Number 32, Lane Lambert. Number 33, Aiden Van Letten. Number 42, Zane Higgins. Number 46, Donovan Vogt. Head coach, Jim Mayer. Assistant coaches, Art Close, Dave Walker, and Ashley Ogilvie. For representatives of Somerset, please come forward to receive the District 5-9 Quad A Championship Team Plaque. Presented plaque with Somerset Athletic Director Scott Close. Let's give a round of applause for the 2022 District 5-9 Quad A Team Champions from Somerset. Somerset will now advance to the first round of the PIAA playoffs on Monday, June 6th, at a exciting time to be determined. Parents, if you like, please go to the field and get some pictures.